Hi and welcome to this tutorial. Today we're going to be learning how to do a star crochet pattern. First I'm showing you my guides, and that we're going to be using snap to grid at first and using the polar grid tool with a number 5 divider because we're doing a 5-pointed star. So snapping to grid allows me to have a perfect circle without any problems, and it has no stroke, so I have to add a light gray or a nice unobtrusive color, make it thinner so it stays in the background while I'm working. I'm going to pull it all the way to the bottom of the layers so that it's behind everything, and then I'm going to lock it so I can't mess it up while I'm working. This star pattern begins with a 5-chain. So I've already typed out my stitch and crochet symbols using my PDF guide for help, and to use them in Illustrator we have to convert them to objects. So we create our outlines and then ungroup them, and then we can work with them individually. As you can see on the right, there they are all individually. So I'm selecting my chain tool, Control C, Control V to copy and paste. I drag it over to the center because it's a pattern that begins in the center. I notice that it's snapping to my grid, so I'm undoing the snapping to grid, using my smart guides, and returning back to where I was. Okay, back to the center. Zooming in, I'm going to get a closer look at what's happening here. I'm selecting my chain object symbol and placing it as close to the guidelines as possible. Rotator tool, also R on the keyboard. Testing to see if that's a good placement. It is. Alright, good. So I'll put it back where it is. Then to duplicate it, I press Control while after pressing my rotator tool, and it creates a duplicate it instead of just selecting one, and then you just press Control D and it repeats your action. It's a really good trick to know how to do. And then I have to do a slip stitch to let everybody know that this is the end of the round, and to put your chain together. So my slip stitch symbol is kind of huge, but Control C, Control V, drag it over to the place where we want to end and begin our chain. I'm going to scale it down because it's, like I said, huge, and match it up. And as you can see, we've got our first row pretty much done. For neatness sake, I'm going to select everything and make it into a group, Control G, naming it row 1. That way whenever I want to select it, if I want to change its color or whatever, it's really easy to select. Alright, cool.